Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic and this is another reaction to the Monogatari series. It is episode 11 of Owarimonogatari and you know what to do. As always, if you want to see the reaction, just go down into my descriptions, follow the links, replace the circumflex dot parts with real dots and enjoy. Once you've done, feel free to come back here and hear out my thoughts if you want to. So, see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back. First things first, please apologize the fact that I'm a little bit sick and possibly you could hear it from time to time, so sorry for that one. Now let's see what happened. That was interesting in multiple ways because we, additional to the story running, we got some informations for when it comes to relationships between characters. So that was something I did not expect and is interesting to see. So we have one of the major things, in my opinion, is why I took this picture here. The fact that Kagenui, I'm not sure, I wrote down Yozoru Kagenui, but we do have Yodoru Kagenui in this episode mentioned, why the name is different here. So her, being the master of Ononoki, she seems not to be in the liking of Gaen, to say so. So Gaen clearly states multiple things. One thing is she cannot control her, which is an interesting thing to say. So it means she is able to control Ononoki. I mean, she's a puppet, which is very fittingly there. And she, at least partially it seems, is able to control, or maybe it's about manipulate Oshinomeme and Kaiki and others. How much and how deep, that's another question. However, when it comes to Kagenui, she is not only not able to control it, but there seems to be like a disliking from her, which is in this sentence here. She would like her to lament for her entire life. And that is something which is emotionally. I mean, this is, it is not just a normal statement. Gaen would like it if Kagenui feels bad. So there's a question, what has gone on there in the past, possibly? For Oshinomeme, she mentioned that he only gives small amounts of information to her. So he does report to her, but he does not tell her very much. He just sends what is completely necessary. So it feels like a bit like he possibly does not trust Gaen completely either. Or at least does not feel like she is, like he should send her more information. Because I don't think it is about him not wanting to write stuff. It possibly is more, I have to give this minimum to you, so you will get exactly this minimum. So there's a lot happening between the characters, which is just mentioned in brief statements like that one. So that was one thing. Apart from that, we have, I'm still saying, wait a second, I have her, there she is. This, here we go with the lolly again, you know. Her, I mean, nice character design, no question there. So, it's once again a young girl. It is once again falling at least partially into the lolly scheme of Araki, which he himself reflected just before that. So he was aware that he has to do too much with younger girls. So he goes actively for older woman, now mature woman, to try to get his brain, whatever, working more in a mediocre statement. I don't know. And then we once again have a character which is by outer appearance younger again and female, which is interesting because as far as we know, the one that inherits the body now is a male from 400 years ago, so like the complete opposite. We have a very old male spirit, kind of, inheriting or being existing as the body of a younger female one, which reminds me, at least partially, just by size and stuff like that, of our snail. I guess it is not her body, but it is a weird thing. So, that's the other major thing that happened in this episode. The appearance now of a real body, a kind of complete body of, and I forgot his name again, I'm very sorry. I always forget to write down the name of the samurai. But you know who I mean, number one. I like, because it's very clever the way that he greets him, you know, hi number two. By doing so, he, without mentioning it, puts himself on top of Aragi, and that's a clever thing. Because, you know, he's the first one, he is the older one, the older brother, the one more mature, the one more powerful, question marks. So a very clever way of doing it. And the design, as I said, is very clever. So we have the red in his eyes, which is a reminder of the kind of vampire powers he has. There it is. So here we have her, him, it, whatever you want to say. I'm not sure about this thing on the blues on the breast, the top part of the body, this red mark. I'm not sure if there's like a deeper meaning in it. Maybe I missed it in the past, but I think it is an important thing to notice. As I said, very nice design, pale, red, partially red eyes, so vampiric in appearance, delicate outer appearance of a young and fragile girl, but by just the way that she stands there, you know, we all know it. If you would meet someone somewhere in whatever room and would look like that, you would say, might be looking fragile, but I seriously will not mess up with her. She looks dangerous in her very, very own way there. So, nice one. I like that. So, let's go to the informations we got. So, there is a clear kind of pissed off Shinobu listening to the story that Gaen tells us. As always, I know I have to keep in mind to at least partially question the things that Gaen gives us informations about, because she has her very own agenda and reasons, as always. But what I wrote down is informations about Ononoki. So, Ononoki was created 15 years ago. More neither at the same time that the samurai appeared above the city as dust. But not created in this city here. So, but she is 15 years old in the meaning of this new existence. The body, however, is an 100-year-old body. So they unburied a 100-year-old body and revived it. 15 years ago, the phoenix hatched into the younger sister of Aragi, fittingly, true. And that's something I did not know, and I'm not sure if I missed it. The cat in Tsubasa, like appeared for the first time, hatched into Tsubasa, however you want to call it. So that's when this happened. It is interesting that all of this happens at the same time, and sure, still there are question marks why at the same time. So those three we have, and later on we have all the other apparitions appearing and weird stuff happening, and it is very likely that the existence of the samurai who draws in negative energies, combined with the shrine who does that, might have at least furthered the appearance of apparitions. So he was at the shrine and consumed the evil spirits there, the bad energy there, to grow and to get stronger again. That makes sense. It's a nice and clever idea. Gaen, however, now mentions that, in her opinion, Shinobu appeared in the city not by accident. That someone kind of guided her there. Someone wanted her there. She was running away from some vampire hunters, but it is like, so when she says guided there, I really ask myself, was she guided as example by a Gaen or by someone else? Or was it maybe like an inner being drawn towards her old slave? That she felt like this is somehow the right direction, like a subconscious thing. Which is an option I would see. When she appeared at the shrine later on with Aragi, this is when, in the end, she spurred on the revitalization, the rebirth of her first ever slave, because he became aware of her and just immediately ate everything available, and thus speed up his rebirth. Makes sense? Possibly out of hate. Not sure about that yet completely. However, he now is reborn after a bit of time. It was an interesting scene to see that Shinobu was threatening Gaen, still being unaware of who she really is. But it is, it is said when someone threatens someone, that means that there are no more arguments left. So if you're out of arguments, of logic, then you start going with threats instead. So you could see during most of the talk that Shino was sitting in the background and was munching her fingers and looked stressed. So she is kind of aware of the fact that at least a part of what is being said by Gaen is true. So she, I think, more and more comes to terms that it is true and her first slave is back. So that's something she really doesn't like. And so she says he refused her generous offer and killed himself, so he was stupid. But seeing how she is reacting now, I have to ask myself if there's maybe more in the past that she didn't talk about. I mean, he was clearly upset about her. So did she do something else we don't know? Or is she kind of afraid of him? And why? I mean, he was the original owner of the demon killer sword, so he has a potential to kill apparitions himself, and possibly is even a danger to her. Maybe that's it. I guess we will see. We learned about Gaen, and that's something I like, that she's, at least in her regards, what she sees herself, a preventer of accidents. And lowers herself by saying that the one that created the shrine in the past far away was way better at that than she is now. And they put a god into this shrine to make it work. Which brings me to Nadeko. So, there was a god in this shrine, a goddess to be exact, for a short amount of time. And well, kind of Aragi solved that because he felt like it's not correct, which we've seen at this time as well. So I guess Gaen tried to reinstate a god in this shrine to make sure that the samurai is not reborn and other accidents like that, do not happen. And she was not able to. So on the one hand, as far as I understood it so far, Oshino-Ugi interfered with that. And the god that Gaen wanted to install was not allowed. Instead, it was Nadeko. However, there's a big question, how in all of this story is Oshino-Ugi fitting in? And seeing that she's one very of manipulating, I ask myself, and why not, if Oshino-Ugi somehow was involved in leading Shinobu there as well. So many things coming together. I'm pretty sure I'm again missing stuff. Okay, I got that. On control, yes, we have that. Yeah, okay, we have a little bit of lighter stuff in the meaning of, buy me donuts, buy me a specific book, and stuff like that. however, that's, I think, what it is about here mainly in the whole storyline. So, I can only guess, and I really am not sure where we are heading for. So, I'm still not sure if the samurai really is back for just vengeance, or if there's more to it. I discussed it the last time that I see the option that the samurai might be kind of wanting a permanent death instead. And I clearly would say give it to him, you know? So my major problem here is that I don't know who to trust. If I would know for sure that I can trust Gaen, I would say go with the story, she really wants to prevent accidents. But right now, I really have issues who to trust. I do not trust Gaen completely because I don't know, is that really what her concern is about? So is it really her job to prevent accidents? Seriously? I clearly don't feel at the moment like I can trust Oshinogi, especially because I really still don't know what her ideas are, what she wants to do and why. Those I come to trust most about is Aragi and people like Senjugahara, Hanekawa and so on, because they, at least as it seems, tend to not have very own motives except for wanting to help, which is a thing I can understand and can relate to. So it's hard to see where this is going, and the older characters, and this includes Shinobu, by the way, because she is an older character, tend to have and seem to have their own motivations for everything they do. So still it is the question, what is Shinobu doing and thinking and wanting it to go to, and how much does she know? How is she still hiding stuff we don't know? Complicated. Holy heck. Okay, however, it was a good episode, and new informations. The enemy appeared finally, so they wanted to avoid it. Now her. That did not work out. I mean, she's there now. I don't know if it wouldn't be just the best option to just lead him to the shrine and say, hey, here we are, let's talk, what the heck is going on? Just guessing. I'm pretty sure we will have an interesting talk in the beginning of the next episode. So, as always, that's it for this time. You know what to do, however. If you want to see the next episode, I already mentioned it, you can go over to my Patreon. And for now, that's it from me. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Until then, my name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.